Yes and no.
And also watch till the end for a little surprise.
Hi everyone, my name is Eric. I am a former competitive figure skater, and this is my figure skating reaction series. For those of you who don't know me, I am a 5-time US National Championships competitor through the senior level. I trained for about 15 years in the Chicagoland area with top coaches, including most recently Olympic coach Denise Myers. So long story short, I know my stuff. Let's get started. So I know this can be somewhat of a sensitive topic because it deals with gender and feminism, but also good technique, health, etc. And by the way, even the fact that we can have this conversation in figure skating just shows how bomb these women figure skaters are. The fact that they're doing comparable elements, etc. I mean, in a lot of other sports, that's just not the case. Okay, so let's start off with kind of the modern day examples of women landing quadruple jumps in international competition, or like at the senior level with any sort of consistency. I would say those would be Kamila Valieva, Alexandra Trusova, Anna Shcherbakova, and maybe Maya Romer. I can't really say that name very well. I think those are the main ones, and then there's others at the junior level and or kind of domestically or on and off, that kind of thing. Those would be Rika Kihira has done some quadruple Salchows. Alysa Liu did quadruple Lutz a few years ago, not super recently. And then more Russian girls. So Adelia Petrosian, of course, with the quad loop. Sofia Samudelkina, Sofia Moravieva, Akatieva, all of those girls, Veronika Zhilina. And then I think there's also others that are even younger and even more junior. So I'm not sure if I got every single person, but those are kind of the main people that would come to mind. Okay, so back to the question of the title of this video, which is, are women's quads equal to those of the men? I would say that for quadruple Salchow and quadruple toe loop, those two specific jumps, and maybe quadruple loop if we're just kind of looking at Petrosian's. I mean, that one's arguable. But my answer would be yes. Kamila Valieva's quadruple toe loop is one of the biggest and most gorgeous and most impressive quadruple toe loops, I think, among either the men or the women's fields. With the arms over the head, that's also exceedingly difficult on this quadruple toe loop jump. Also, Elizabeth, actually there's a couple other people that I think maybe I didn't list, but I have them here. Anyways, Elizabeth Turznabayeva's quadruple Salchow was also technically sound and good when she landed it at that one world championships. Elizaveta Dukdamisheva's quadruple toe loop, when we see it in practice, perfect technique, all of that. So I say with those two specific jumps, yes, there are already examples of women who are doing equal and just as good quad jumps as the men, pretty much, in terms of everything, of technique, of height, of speed, of difficulty in terms of arms over the head or whatever it is. I would say yes. Oh, also Trusova's quadruple Salchow as well. But with quadruple flip and quadruple Lutz, those two jumps, I'm kind of gonna just gloss over the loop for now. I mean, Petrosian's done it and it was good, but then also I don't know if she can still do it, and I don't know. We're just going to gloss over that. We're going to talk about the flip and the Lutz. So the girls who are doing this jump, and I do say girls because they are so young overall in general, all the girls who are doing these jumps. So the people who have done it so far would be Anna Shcherbakova, Sasha, and Alysa with the quad Lutz. I would not say that their technique on these jumps, quad flip and Lutz, respectively, are quite as perfect or as sound or good as the men overall. So kind of talking about all three of them as a whole, all three of them. So Anna with both the quad flip and Lutz, especially quad flip recently. Trusova with, I think, also both of those, especially the Lutz. And then Alysa with the Lutz. All three have significant pre-rotation to the point where it's at least kind of like half rotation before they kind of get up into the air. And there's also all the debate about does pre-rotation count or whatever. Anyways, I think in general, if we're looking at really good technique or ideal technique, it shouldn't be too much pre-rotation there. If you look at the quad flips and Lutzes from some of the men, not all of the men. And I would say all three of them, okay, especially Anna and Alysa, I feel like they're really whipping themselves into the jump, like using the arms and the pre-rotation and all of that. Sasha's is a bit different, but I would say there's still that question of pre-rotation. So I would say that's the main reason why I'd say they aren't exactly equal. Okay, so now I think I'm gonna do this after the fact, but I'm going to put in here some slow motions of Anna's quad flip, Sasha's quad Lutz, both from the Olympics, I think, Alysa quad Lutz from a while back, and then I'm going to compare those with some of the men's quad Lutzes, and I'm going to compare them with the best men's quad Lutzes because, I mean, if we're comparing the best women quad Lutzes, these are mostly the only examples so far. Let's compare it with the best men's. Why not? And for me, I think the ones that I'm going to pick would be Boyang Jin, amazing quad Lutz, and also Ilia Malinin's quad Lutz. I mean, I could also pick, oh my God, I was about to say Naruto. That's so bad. I've been rewatching Naruto, very outside of the point. Nathan Chen, or, Yuzuru Hanyu's quad Lutz, although that one has like zero pre-rotation and he doesn't do it that much anyways. Or Mikhail Kolyada, he has a great quad Lutz when he does it. But anyways, I think for this video, I'll do Boyang and Ilia. All right, let's go slow-mo. All right, so here we have Anna Shcherbakova going into her first quadruple flip jump at the Olympics. So this is a slow motion version, so she's already kind of going into it. So you see she does her mohawk right here. First thing to notice is that, do you see how much she whips her arms and uses her arms to jump? Look at those, I call them kind of windmill arms. Kamila, I have a previous video, she does that on her flips and lefts too, even the triples. She uses her arms a lot. Notice her left foot. It is on a straight line. It's not on an outside. It's not really on an inside though. It's a quad flip, so it should be on an inside edge. I would say the straight line. So the arms and the straight line, maybe edge of tension, flip. Those are the first things to notice. Then she really hammers her right toe / blade into the ice. You see that her full blade is like on the ice right now, which is, some people call it like the full blade assist or whatever. Whatever you call it, it's not ideal. It's supposed to be on a toe pick, but she has her full blade on the ice, and look how she turns for over half rotation, almost 3/4 before she really gets into the air, like right there. So at least a half rotation. So one more time, and then we'll just go through the whole jump. We have the straight line, left foot, so the edge is not perfect. The really using her arms, it's a little bit too much instead of kind of using her body to get up there. And then her right foot crashes down to the ice. There's the pre-rotation, and then she goes all the way up in the jump. And then I think this one was... I think it's clean. It's maybe slightly shorter rotation, but her next one was that doesn't really matter because she's done clean ones, and that was pretty much clean. And the second one was clean anyways, maybe even a better one, but same kind of technique. So then she goes into her triple toe there. All right, moving on. Okay, so here we have Sasha Trusova going into her quad Lutz jump at the Olympics in the free program. So we're just go right into it. So she does her mohawk there, crossover. See right here, she doesn't use her arms as much as Anna does on her quad flip, and she gets really tight in the air. It's really impressive. In terms of the edge, I think it's maybe a little flat there, but it's fine. So the main thing, kind of maybe the issue, is the pre-rotation. So it's a little bit hard to see here, but I think she takes off right about there, right? That's about the halfway mark, and that's over almost a 3/4. So she takes off past the halfway mark. So that's just, but everything else is honestly quite great. Yeah, I would say that that's clean. So it's really her quad Lutz is really impressive, and it's really good. I would just say there is that bit of pre-rotation there. to keep in mind. That makes it not completely ideal. Okay, also really quick, here is Alysa Liu's quad Lutz from a JGP, I guess in Lake Placid a while ago. So her pre-rotation is really quite intense. So it is on a great outside edge right here, so that's good. See the toe, right toe into the ice, almost the full blade down, not quite. She's still turning onto the ice, and there she gets up. It's about the 3/4 mark. I know the white is a little bit hard to see, but you can see that she's still on the ice until right there she gets up, and that's where she gets some of the pre-rotation from her jump. But obviously, by the way, guys, this is all super impressive. It's a little bit nitpicky, but it's just to show kind of the specifics in terms of the technique. I hope that's helpful. Okay, I already have, I think, Nathan and Yuzu quad Lutz analyses in different videos. So I'm just going to do Boyang Jin's really quick right here, show you. I mean, the only difference really, right, is the amount of pre-rotation, of which there is very little. So I couldn't find, or it was too hard to go into his actual current Olympic performance, which does some great quad Lutzes. So I just found a random other competition that Boyang did. Anyway, so you see the crossover right here, and then deep outside edge. He picks, and he's up in the air already, right? He's up in the air like before the quarter mark. That's like very minimal pre-rotation. So he's up in the air. Look at how high he gets. Yeah, Sasha does not get quite that. I mean, he has one of the highest jumps in the world. That hang time is crazy, but just a comparison to note. Really quick, here's Ilia's, also really perfect. I'm gonna slow-mo it right here. Come on, work. Okay. So outside edge, picks, up in the air already. You can see that very clearly instead of the half pre-rotation. He has incredible quad Lutz. All right. Sorry, that was blurry. All right, y'all. I already did a Nathan Chen quad flip kind of slow motion thing in my Kamila Valieva video, but just really quick here to make you guys see what I'm talking about. So he does a 3-turn instead of a mohawk. That's fine. So his flip, he doesn't use the arms. They're not as swingy. He uses his arms, obviously. It's a clear inside edge, as you see right here with the left foot. He picks with the toe, and he's still on his toe, and he's already up in the air here, which is about at the quarter mark before he reaches the half, right? He's already up in the air, no pre-rotation, and then everything else is good as well. So I think he hammers the arm less. I think the jump's a little bit bigger, and then clear inside edge, kind of vaults off of his right toe pick as it should be. So just a little comparison. All right, so coming back, I would say this all isn't to say that girls are worse, I mean, at jumping, or that they're worse at these quads. I mean, I think there is like some truth to like girls usually, like I haven't done the analysis for these quads, but I think like, you know, especially because they're really small and they're really young, they just like don't have as much power to like get up into the air as the men. So their like jumps aren't quite as high. And obviously in a jump, height and speed of rotation are the two things that you need. So I think actually a lot of their speed of rotation are probably much faster even. But anyways, I think the point of like even why I'm making this video is basically if some people are saying, you know, look at these girls or quads are jumping better than men, more consistent even. I mean, in some cases, yes, but we also do have to be critical of the technique, not only because that's what sport is and things like GOE do matter, but also because of like how these girls are learning these incredibly crazy difficult jumps. I mean, guys as well, how people are learning these jumps, what is best for their physical health, obviously including potentially doping, but also just training regimens and how that all works, and staying injury free, obviously, keeping in mind that kind of bad technique in general more likely leads to injury rather than good technique. And also keeping in mind, besides the gender difference, it is just different in terms of jumping when girls are very small and skinny doing a jump versus taller and bigger and older men, although who are also often usually very skinny. Anyway, so I just don't think that, and I don't have any definitive things to say as in terms of like, oh, pre-rotation causes injury. Like, I don't know. People ask that a lot. I'm not sure. I would say that it's not an ideal technique, and in general, not ideal technique for a variety of reasons are more likely to cause injury. I don't know. People will argue that, look at Daria, what happened to Daria with her triple flip and the pre-rotation, and that's a big reason why she fell and got that injury. I mean, I don't know. There's definitely debate, and also there's a lot of injuries among, for example, a Terry Tudoritz's camp, but also they're just training a lot, and sometimes I'm even surprised they're not more injured, but then they were really injured this year. I don't know. So there's a lot of talk about that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not sure, but that is just kind of just saying what I do know. And so bringing it all together, overall, I would say that for the specific quads of quadruple flip and quadruple Lutz, I would say that they are not quite yet in terms of the women being like equal or equivalent to the men's quads. Does not mean that women can't do them. I think that actually many will be able to probably do them soon. I don't know how soon, but I think with good technique as well. Like, I definitely think, the sport is advancing. It's definitely possible, and these women have shown that they can do the hardest things and do it consistently as well. So it just is what it is right now. I do think it can be dangerous, in my opinion, if coaches like a Terry are expecting, jumps like the quadruple Lutz jump, literally the hardest jump anyone could possibly do right now. For that should be like the standard for small girls, even girls who are as young as, I don't know, 12, 13, 14, whatever. Some of the Olympians, they're like more like 16, 17 or whatever, but there's other girls who are doing these jumps who are even younger and who are, still growing and going through puberty and like all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it's dangerous to kind of be encouraging that maybe as even the standard. Also with kind of these less than ideal techniques, I also hope that these less than ideal techniques, I'm sure they are already. Well, I know that they are already, but don't transfer too much to everyone else, in the world and different coaching camps and all that, learning jumps this way. But that is just what's happening right now. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful. I think for people who aren't as in tune with skating, they might not understand technique as much or understand like, oh, like the girls are doing the same jumps as the guys. That is true, and that is extremely impressive, and that we should note that. But obviously, we also have to just note that a lot of it's coming from the one camp of a Terry Tudorica / coming from one country. The one example I think I had in this video of a girl who's doing a quad that's not, it was Alysa Liu, and she also had a significant pre-rotation. She was also very young and very small, and when she grew a bit more, she couldn't do it. And so I just think those are all things that we have to keep in mind, and also the injuries and all that stuff. I don't know. I think that it's possible it'll be done soon, and I think it's so crazy and amazing that all of the girls can hold their own with all of the men in this sport, because in other sports it's not exactly always like that. Also, it wasn't always like that in the history of skating either. Anyways, getting a little bit into a rant now, but I think that's all I pretty much have to say on this topic. But let me know if you have any other questions below. If you're wondering any more things about quads or whatever, I'll try to get to the comments. I'll try to make other videos, but it's getting to be a lot. So I'm just trying to, just kind of do the best that I can. So I think that's it for this video. Okay, see you guys next time.
All right, guys, here's the end surprise. Guys, I made most of this video like way many weeks ago, and I've been busy. And anyways, not the point. Basically, since I made the content of this video, there literally is a girl who has landed a quadruple Lutz perfectly, cleanly, with literally like perfect technique. Oh my God, was I nitpicking on girls this whole time? I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's just amazing. I'm mind blown. It's Veronika Zhilina's quadruple Lutz. She has it on her Instagram. I will post a quick one right here. Maybe I'll talk more about it in a future video, but oh my gosh, it is huge. It is great. She's still a very small, skinny girl that is doing this jump, and I hope to God that it's not, bad for her body or anything. Honestly, all quads are bad for all bodies and all men, I believe. It's just a lot. Anyways, so that's just what happened. Just wanted to say that really quick before I end this video, because yeah, someone just did it right as I'm making this video. Anyways, All right, hope y'all enjoyed.
If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on that notification bell. See you next time!